Hello, 30 Rockers, and welcome back to 30 Rock. Today is day 111, and I'm feeling great. And sometimes I talk in a little bit of fragments, and I get out these half thoughts or ideas. I try to be thorough, but a lot of times, the thought is really still developing, and I'm not even sure. I know that what's going on is genuine, but I'm not sure quite how to explain it yet. And yesterday I talked about knowing your food and how important it is to know your food. And I've talked about being the produce whisperer, and all of that was able to come about because I was experiencing what the foods could do for me. And as I was thinking about, what if you don't have that experience? What if you're a completely clean slate and you don't know, where do you go for your information? And I thought about it, and I was thinking, what if I didn't know my children's names? Okay? They're my children. They're very important to me. But what if I don't know their names or their ages? And so, because of that, I just decided I'm going to take one of my sons golfing and end up with 2-year-old Luke. Or I decide that I'm going to go to a hockey game and I end up with 9-year-old Julia, who is my one child who doesn't really care for hockey a whole lot. You need to know these things, obviously. If you're a parent, it's kind of a far out there analogy, but you wouldn't imagine being in relationships without knowing the people you're involved with. And at the same time, we all have a relationship with food, and some of us have good relationships, some of us have bad relationships. Some of us are trying to get out of one relationship and into another one. So we all have these relationships, but maybe we don't know a lot about what it is that we eat. And then if we do want to know, where do we find out? Because there's tons of information out there. Some of it's good, some of it's misinformation, some of it's bad, some of it is coming from people with an agenda. So how do you know what the good information is? I found a site recently, and actually I should say I refound it, because I found it a while ago, thought it was really cool, then forgot about it, that had just a neat breakdown of the nutritional information of every food product, a tomato, strawberries, and it had more information than I'd seen. It was put together in a really neat way, and I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow. But more importantly, it's what do all these things mean? Necrowitch had brought out, bentonite and zeolites and MSM. Now, bentonite, I know I've taken it and I've used it, and that was about 3 years ago, and I forgot about it. And at the time, Rebecca said to me, "Now you're eating clay." And I went, "Oh yeah, you got to read about this stuff. It's amazing." And had a great experience with it. Now, the zeolites I've never heard of. MSM I've heard a little bit about. And there's all sorts of sources of information. And then you get into your foods, and hey, if I've got inflammation, what should I eat? I'm getting headaches, I'm trying to do this, or whatever it is. Where do you get that information from? So, rather than just pose a question that I don't have a great answer for, because I'm lucky, 9 times out of 10 when I have one of these questions, I talk to Rebecca, and I say, "Boy, Rebecca, you know what? I have just been, I'm swollen, and my hands are swollen, and my face are swollen, and my feet are swollen. What should I do?" And, she'll say, "Well, start out with some celery, and then if that's not working, do this, do that, do this." And it works. And so I talked to her tonight, and I said, "Okay, so where's your information come from? What are good, reliable places that you trust to share with people to say, hey, here's a good group of information?" Doesn't mean there's not a lot of other great information out there, and I'd love to hear where you guys get your information from as well. But I think that to really know your foods and to know what you're putting into your body, you have to really know what benefits. Because, I just want overall health, but during the journey, I certainly have struggled with things that my foods can help me repair. So I need that good information. And so tomorrow night, Rebecca's going to join us here at 30 Rock, and we're going to ask her some of those questions. If you have something specifically you want me to ask her, shoot me an email, make a post on today's video, and let me know, and I'll ask her that as well. So that's what it's going to look like tomorrow. And also, I'll be announcing another contest coming up on 30 Rock. So until tomorrow, keep making great choices out there, and rock on.